morning, thank you for joining me. Welcome to another video. I hope everybody's well. Today I am putting on my makeup backwards, as you will have seen from the title, which sounds a bit odd, doesn't it? As you can see, I already have my eye makeup on, which normally I would do last after my face makeup, but recently I have been doing it the other way. The reason this started was because I got a new eyeshadow palette that I very much liked, but there was lots and lots of fallout, and I was ending up with glittery bits that weren't easy to remove coming down from my eyes as I put my makeup on. And I thought, I've seen lots of people do it on, on YouTube, do their eye makeup first. I think a lot of people do their eye makeup first normally. Let me know if you do, if anybody who watches me does it in this order. And I'm quite enjoying it. I'm enjoying being able to do my face without having the eye makeup fall out all over it. However, that is not what we're going to talk about today. That is just a side note of what we're doing. A few weeks ago, a viewer commented. The lady was called Joan Miller. I'm just looking on my phone for the comment because I screenshot it. Joan Miller, and she said, I think it was on my last makeup video, beauty, monthly beauty video, and she said that she has been putting on her face makeup a different way, and it's a game changer. Now, rather than going moisturiser, primer, foundation, powder, then setting spray at the end, Joan suggests doing moisturiser, powder, finishing spray, primer, foundation, which sounds so weird to me. But she assures me that, she says, your makeup goes on beautifully and does not. Sorry, I've cut off half the comment here. I've also got some random bloke texting me about a table I've got for sale on Facebook Marketplace, desperately trying to get a discount. I only listed it 10 minutes ago, so he's shit out of luck at the moment. But yeah, moisture is, sorry, very distracted. So she says your makeup goes on beautifully and does not shift. And I thought, that sounds really good. So I thought what we do is try it out, weird as it sounds, and then do some check-ins during the day. It's about 11:30 as I film this, so it's quite late to put my makeup on, but for later than normal, but it's a weekend. So so I'm going to film myself putting it on, talk about how it goes on, see how it works, and then do some check-ins during the day and see how it's lasting and the differences from doing it the normal way. So without further ado, let's give it a go. Now, I'll just put that there so I remember the order. Right, let's scooch you in a bit. Come on in. Ooh, scary. Right, I have already, let me just start by putting a hairband on. Where is my hairband? Keep my hair out of my face a little bit. I have put on my skincare already this morning, so I have got moisturiser on. However, as it was several hours ago, I'm going to put a bit more on. Right, just while that sinks in, so to speak, that is the Spa moisturiser. I'm coming to the end of this and I've really enjoyed this. It is the Optimal Skin Pro Moisturiser, and it smells, I think it's the first spa product I've tried, but it does smell like a spa. So lovely. It's been a real joy to use that one. Definitely up for trying more spa products, and that was a lovely moisturiser. I've been using it as a daytime moisturiser. Hasn't got an SPF in, so I do use a separate SPF. Anyway, right, what's next? Translucent powder. This is weird, isn't it? I'll link all the products that I use below, by the way. And I will also say at this point, this is the eyeshadow palette I have on today, which is the Revolution Reloaded Deep Dive eyeshadow palette, which will be coming up in a future video that I am about to film. Sorry, just looking for the appropriate place to put that. Which I'm going to be filming very soon, which is my top 10 eyeshadow palettes, which was a viewer request. Looking forward to filming that one. Right, translucent powder. I am using this one, which is the Skin Food Peach Powder. It is very mattifying and very, very finely milled. That's what it looks like. You only need the tiniest bit. I'm just going to dip my big Revolution fluffy brush into the lid because there's a little bit in there. You can see it all coming up. And then just go, this is such a good powder for the summertime because it really is very mattifying. Feels very weird putting powder on directly on top of moisturiser, I have to say, but there we are. Right, while I'm doing that, I'm going to use my little Revolution, is it Revolution? I think it is, sponge in the plastic thingamajig that looks like that. So good, this, just the best thing ever. I got it on Amazon with another rounded one for, I've talked about these in a favourites video for, oh, less than £5 I think for the pair. I'll link them in the description box. But I just put a little bit of the powder onto that and then tap it off on the edge. And I just go under my eyes just to set my eyes, and my mascara does not move. I normally do this before I do my eye makeup, but because I did my eye makeup first, I'm just doing it quite carefully just to set under my eyes with that powder. Right, that is done. Highly recommend this powder. I've had it for about 6 months now, and I've used it on and off during that time, and I really, really do like it. I got it from Yes Style, but I think you can get it on Amazon or eBay. I'll link it below if I can find it. Right, the next step is finishing spray. How weird does that seem? Right, so it's the Rimmel Insta Fix and Go. This is a 2-in-1 primer and setting spray. This is about my 3rd bottle of this. I really like it. So plenty of that. Just while we let that set. My other favourite setting spray is the Urban Decay All Nighter. I use this on holiday because this one is a lot more expensive than that one. This one I like to use on holiday and when it's very hot, and if I'm going somewhere for like out for a day and I really want my makeup to stay on, or a special evening, something like that. That's more of my special occasion setting spray. This one is more my everyday setting spray. So there we are. Right, that feels as though it's dried. Next step is primer and then foundation. This is so weird, isn't it? I feel like putting primer on top of that lot is going to move it all, but who knows. Right, this is what I'm using at the moment. I think this came in a Look Fantastic or a glossy box. This is the Monu Skin Illuminating Primer, and it's quite nice actually. It doesn't feel, it has got that primer stickiness where I've used about that much. When you I feel like I want to pat this on so as not to move everything underneath it rather than rubbing it in, but I don't know, should I be patting it or should I be rubbing it in? Who knows, there's a little bit there. But yeah, it has that tackiness when you finish putting it on, which I quite like in a primer, rather than the slippiness that some have. It's very not a silicone-y primer, this. I'm just going to use a tiny bit more. Which I always think the tackiness helps your makeup stick to it, if you know what I mean. Yeah, definitely feeling like I want to tap that in rather than rub it in because of all the stuff underneath it. I don't know if that's correct or not. Joan didn't say whether I should do that in her thing. And then finally we do foundation. Now currently I am using a mixture of Maybelline Dream Urban Cover, which is in the shade 103 Pure Ivory. This has an SPF 50 in it. And this Rimmel BB Matte, which used to be my favourite foundation, was discontinued a few years ago, and this is the last of the stash that I stockpiled after it was discontinued. It's a little bit, this is in the shade Medium. I don't know why I'm telling you because you won't be able to get hold of it, I don't think. But it's a little bit dark by itself, so I've been mixing it with the other one. And I just put a bit of each on the back of my hand. That's the Rimmel one, and that's the Maybelline one. So I end up with something like that, and then I mix it all together with my fingers and dot it on. The Rimmel is actually lighter weight in terms of coverage than the Maybelline, which is quite nice for this time of year, I think. Right. And then I'm using my trusty Revolution XX foundation brush, just rubbing the excess from my fingers onto the brush, and let's go in with that. feel like the foundation is sitting on my skin more than going into it. I feel like it looks like that rather than feeling like that. And I feel like I'm not getting the coverage as well. I feel like it's moving the foundation. I know you haven't got the best light here. I feel like it's moving the foundation around my face rather than the foundation go particularly over my nose and my cheeks, which are the areas that need the most coverage with foundation. I'm not loving how it's going on initially, I have to say. So as far as this is concerned, this system, that's now done, and I don't need, just let me move you back a little. I don't need to powder or anything. That feels so weird because it feels very foundation-y on my face and like I need to powder. I was intending to use my new Chanel cream blush on top of that, and I feel like if I put another cream product on top of that cream, which feels like it's sitting on my skin rather than soaking into it, I'm just going to move it around. I think I'll use a powder bronze rather than the cream one. Yeah, I do feel like it looks as though it's sitting on my skin, not soaked into it. I think it looks okay around here with the pores, that's not too bad. I haven't really got the coverage I would like on my nose. I feel like that's going to break up really quickly, particularly without powdering on top of it. It's not sitting right with me at the moment. Let's just say that. But let's give it a chance. Let's pop those away up there. And oh, it feels very unintuitive not to powder, but let's get a little bit of bronzer on. This is my Beauty Pie powder bronze. Let's try that with my e.l.f. bronzing brush. Actually, it's not a bronzing brush at all, it's a complexion brush. Right, that's bronzer. Let's do some blush. I'm going to go for a cream blush. This is Old as the Hills. It's Colourpop in the Super Shock blush in the shade Holiday. That's what it looks like, and I'm going to use this brush and just sort of push that in to the apples of my cheeks and then up a little bit from there. And then finally, because we might as well do the whole damn lot, let's do some highlighter. I'm using this gorgeous Illamasqua highlight that came in the glossy box. Very, very partial to this. It's just so pretty. Just using my e.l.f. fan brush to go over that, get a little bit of product and then sweep it up my cheekbones like that. Right, let's push you back again so you can just get normal distance. It looks okay. I'm not happy with the coverage on my nose. Normally with that combination I get really nice coverage on my nose, and it does feel as though it's, there's no point looking in the 10 times magnifier, Caroline, that's not going to improve the situation. Let's just take this off. So I've got my hair back to normal. Let's put a little bit of lipstick on. We'll use the NYX This Is Milky Gloss in the shade something or other, because it doesn't, oh, it does say right on the bottom. I cannot read that. I don't know if you can. Perhaps you can on the screen and perhaps you can't. Okay, thoughts on the application process. Not happy with my nose. I feel like I get better coverage when I do it the normal way that I do it. I feel like my pores down here look probably better than they normally do with it, which is good. On my forehead it feels very much as though the product is sitting on it rather than blended in. I feel like there's lines around my eyebrows that are not nicely blended in. I don't know if I can... I feel like that's probably making it worse. But yeah, I don't feel particularly happy with that. But other than that, it's okay. It does feel quite tacky down here. I'd really like to powder down there, but I guess I can't because I've done the powder already. Anyway, we shall see. I'll check back in with you in a little while. Right, I'm just back to say I've just moved out of the light from the window, taken some still photographs of myself, and I actually think it's really good. I think the application looks really nice. I think I was too quick to criticise. I've still got the concerns about my close-up, my forehead and my nose, but in the photographs it looked pretty good, I have to say. So I'll pop one in after this bit, and yeah, I'll check back with you in a few hours. Okay, time for a little check-in. It is 3 o'clock, so I've had it on for half 11, 12, 1, 2, about 3.5 hours. It's looking all right from here. Let me look into the mirror. Actually, I'm going to perch you back up here and examine it in the mirror here in the light. Let's pop you back up there and see what it looks like. Pretty good, actually. Yeah, I've had my glasses on and I haven't been out anywhere, so I've not been wearing a mask. Yeah, I'd say that still looks pretty good. It hasn't worn off around my nose as much as I thought it might do, bearing in mind I didn't get the coverage I wanted to start with, so that's good. Certainly doesn't feel tacky at all. It has been quite warm today, and I've just been sitting in the office working, but yeah, it doesn't feel tacky, which it did a bit when I first put it on. It's settled nicely. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that overall. I would say that it's staying on quite nicely. Quite happy with that. Right, time for a second check-in. It is about 6:15, heading for 6:30. So I've now had it on for 6-7 hours. Definitely a little bit of breaking up on my nose. However, it's been a very warm, very muggy afternoon. I've been cleaning out cupboards and sorting stuff out, so moving around quite a lot, and I feel like I've got quite a bit of glow going on. Other than my nose, I feel, sorry, I'm looking this way because I'm looking in the mirror, I feel like it's held up pretty well. Let me move out of the bright light so you can get more of an idea. I feel like I've still got quite even coverage. It's certainly feeling a little bit tacky. If I was, I feel like I would need to touch up to go out this evening. You know, I need to powder again over the top and perhaps a little bit more foundation on my nose if I was doing a touch-up. But overall, I think it's pretty good. Is it better than my normal way of putting on makeup? Maybe a touch, maybe a touch. It's certainly something that I think I will continue to experiment with. I wouldn't say that I'm going to do my makeup like that every day, but I feel like it did have quite a nice finish. In fact, I would say over it's still got quite a nice finish. Yeah, that my initial feelings that it was just sitting on my face, I felt like it took a little while to bed in, but overall, quite impressed with it. So give it a try. If you do give it a try, let me know what you think, how it works for you. And I hope you enjoyed this. Just a little bit of fun for a change. Try something different. Always good to try something new, isn't it? So thanks to Joan, who originally made the comment suggesting that I tried it. It was a good idea for a video. Thank you for that, Joan. And thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.